Yo, Big Chunks here. Just telling you guys that you should lock into the AGT podcast. It's amazing.
Oi to the oi! Welcome back to the AGT podcast, episode number 2, with myself, AGT, and producer Zach. How you doing, mate?
Very good.
What have you been up to?
It's been a busy couple of weeks for me, actually. I went home to court. A bit of a moan, actually, unfortunately.
Starting off on a negative again.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Went home, had my motorbike test, passed module 1, only one fault. Failed the second with a pretty unpleasant incident on a dual carriageway. And then had to get an 8-hour coach back to London next to a smelly bastard. So it really was a bit of a...
Smelly people on the coaches. What's worse? To sort of counter that,
Yeah.
I've been in Spain for 10 days. Got back last week, if you can tell by my very Mediterranean tan. What?
Oh.
I don't. Well, it's kind of wearing off, but...
It was never there.
Wow.
Can't wear off if it wasn't there.
Wow. Tan lines say otherwise.
Hey.
Yeah, but I had a great holiday, or he sido un vacaciones muy bueno. Yes, I am linguistic, bilingual.
Yes, bilingual. I thought you were going to say bisexual.
Definitely not that.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with it though.
No?
Right, so we've got a lot to talk about this week. We're going to get into the football chat. We've obviously got the AGT's oven section as well, and we also have what would they wear with some trainer news chucked in there. And finally, Don't Laugh at Dad, the new segment on the show where Zach and I read out 3 dad jokes to each other. We call them dad jokes that aren't really funny but make you chuckle nonetheless. We're going to be doing those in 3 different accents as well, so that'll be funny. Should we get into the podcast?
Let's get stuck in.
Bing bang bosh.
The AGT podcast, where the listener comes first.
So then, Man City and Liverpool, who's going to win the league? It is a ferocious title charge, isn't it, mate? As things stand, as we record right now, Liverpool are top of the league by 2 points. City, of course, have a game in hand. But right now, as things stand, Liverpool, we're looking good, man. We're back on top.
What would you prefer? Would you prefer to be chasing or leading?
Good question. So that's a very tough question. I think I'd rather be in City's position just because they control it. It's in their hands. But the kind of like ways that Liverpool are finding to win games at the minute is
digging in.
I haven't seen that from City this season. So we'll see, man. Look, it's going to go down to the wire. It's going to be a heartbreak or an amazing week or month or year if Liverpool do win. Got a big game on Sunday. When this podcast goes out, City and Liverpool will have both played. We'll have just finished the game against Chelsea. Your team, how are Chelsea doing at the minute? I've not really been I've just been paying attention to the real race at the top, not the 4th, 5th and 6th race. So how's Chelsea doing?
Well, I mean, the race for top 4 is insane. It's become a massive deadlock. We've got United still in it. Well, United are the most trailing now, but Arsenal, Chelsea and Tottenham all battling out. And I mean, Chelsea, God, I don't even know where to start with my team at the moment, man. I mean, talk about a roller coaster of a season. I've been wanting Sarri out of the club. Now I'm not so sure because we've had, Hazard scored the goal of the season when we played West Ham.
More ups and downs than a trampoline salesman.
Yeah, pretty much. But we're on a run of good form. We're currently in a good position. We're kind of in the driving seat. So it's they've got to chase us now. We've moved up to 3rd, which is just insane when you think about the season that we've had. I really didn't think that when we were recording last time that I'd be sat here in this episode saying we're in 3rd. So I'm not quite made my mind up of Sarri. As long as he's starting Hudson-Odoi and Loftus-Cheek and a bit more of Barkley in the squad, I'll be happy. But it's game on.
It is. I think the key to the run-in for Chelsea is starting Hudson-Odoi and Loftus-Cheek, like you just said there.
Absolutely.
Played really well last night against West Ham, and in the game before that against Brighton as well. So we'll see, man. But it's going to go down to the wire.
Just like the title race.
Yeah.
And the relegation zone.
And the relegation zone.
All congested.
Right. Let's get into Derby Day then and now.
Would you like a giraffe? How about in a box? Log on to AGT'S and we'll deliver any animal you want directly to your door in under 12 hours. AGT'S turning your animal dreams into reality.
So, if you haven't watched the podcast before, Derby Day Then and Now is where we profile a derby from 1994 and 2019. So, let's say, for instance, this week we're talking about Liverpool and Man United, the Northwest Derby. We're going to be focusing on the kit maker, the top league scorer and their league position in 1994 and 2019. So, 94, that's the year we were both born. So if you want to kick on with 94, mate, to start with.
See what you did there? See what you did
What
there?
did I do?
Kick on, football, kick. You didn't even notice it yourself. Wow.
A pun.
Right, anyway, so in 1994, United obviously had Fergie, even though I did have to ask you that the other day, who the manager was. Fergie was in charge of United. They won the league by a comfortable 8 points, beating second place Blackburn and winning the league with 92 points. Pretty
92
impressive.
points, that is impressive.
Their top scorer was the French fanatic Eric Cantona, very unforgettable player. And he had, well, actually, it was only 18 goals, which I think for a campaign is pretty, it's not,
it's average.
Blowing us all
It's
away,
1
is
and 2, really,
yeah,
isn't it?
really.
Just under 1 and 2.
Now, Liverpool didn't actually even feature in the top 10 with scorers.
To Chelsea?
Well, no,
Didn't think so.
We came 14th
Yeah.
actually, but Liverpool came 8th, so not that impressive either. So United styled a muscle fit kit, a nice trim collar on it, and was sponsored by Sharp. Liverpool, pretty similar actually, just a real nice classic look with their kit, and they were sponsored by Carlsberg, which I don't think is
Probably the best beer in the world.
Wow, it's definitely
This
not
isn't
though,
the
is
Carlsberg,
it?
It's actually a Ribena Light because less calories.
Yeah,
So.
wouldn't drink on set anyway, would we? Responsible.
Lovely.
Yeah, so
So that was 1994,
all right.
you say. In 2019, we fast forward 25 years. Liverpool have New Balance as their kit maker. We have done for the last few years. And we stuck with Standard Chartered, our sponsor since 2010. Top scorer as things stand right now, Mo Salah with 18 goals, only one behind Aguero in the top leading goal scoring charts. At the time of filming, we're top of the league with 5 games to go.
Be humble.
United, Adidas are the kit makers with Chevrolet as the sponsor. It's been a pretty mixed season for United. They started off with Mourinho, kind of went downhill, and Ollie's behind the wheel and has had a bit of a crash. He stalled a couple of times behind the wheel.
Little point to get your opinion on, if I may, AGT.
Yeah.
What do you think of the fact that they appointed him and came out and said, yeah, you're manager now, before he had, really got them over the line for the season? I personally...
Could be a mistake.
I think it was a mistake, because since they've appointed him, he's now lost a game. They're currently in 6th position for the title race, so... I don't know if it was the wisest thing to do.
They're pretty mixed season. No top scorer in the overall top 10. No surprise, really. And they currently sit in 6th place with 6 games to go. They have a game in hand over Liverpool. That was Derby Day Then and Now.
Is your brain doing your head in? Was last summer's harvest a little less fruitful than you'd hoped? How about your chickens? Worried about their scaly leg mite? It doesn't have to be this way. Head on down to Big Al's Agricultural Warehouse, where the smiles aren't just a promise, they're a guarantee.
So then, let's talk about music. AGT's Oven is a real podcast that we give to you guys for free, gratis, free. I didn't know the free word in French. What is it? I was just trying to do as many.
I don't know. I was going to say merci, but that's thank you.
Yeah. I got an A in GCSE French. I should know this.
Yeah, same.
Clueless, obviously.
Well, Google exists, so should we just have a quick look?
Go on then. Free in French
is
Libre.
Of course
it is. Of course it is.
Wow.
So anyway, completely off topic there. Let's bring it back. So AGT's Oven, we put 3 songs in the oven every single episode. 3 of the hottest songs from that week. I'm going to start off with The Manor. A lot of me and my mates love The Manor. It's definitely the type of music that you'd like to play whilst you're having a drink before you go out, or when you come back from a night out. It's quite seshy music, to be honest with you, mate.
Bit drippy.
They are a signed band, 3 lads from South London, and the song that we're profiling this week is called Ex Girl.
With you every day, I think we should take a break, find out if it's worth doing.
It's quite an emotional one. Normally they're singing about or rapping I should say. Actually, that's a bit unfair. They do sing about sort of, how many fags they smoke on a night out. Just laddish stuff. But this one's quite sentimental. It's about an ex-girlfriend that they've all had, and they talk about stuff like,
They've all had?
You can... well, not all together.
Yeah,
well, they might have. You don't know with the Manor lads. They're quite boisterous. But they're talking about ex-girlfriends they've had. The sort of stuff that you hear in the song is, you can keep the TV and my jumper, just give me the dog back. It's that kind of reminiscent, quite...
what would you rather have?
The dog, all day long,
definitely.
mate. It's a living thing, you shouldn't not want
actually,
that.
I don't know.
So yeah, first song in the oven this week. We're going to open it, put it in there. It's Ex-Girl by The Manor. Great tune, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they bring out in the summer. It's just around the corner now. The second song in this week's AGT'S Oven is a song called Ian Wright by Jammer.
I thought it was Ian Wright, but I wasn't seeing right. Man could have had that fight, but I'm in walk on side. Man had to dub that mic.
Now, if you have been under a rock for the last few weeks, you will have, of course, missed out on the fact that at Lord of the Mics 8, Jammer got on stage, given it his usual energy on stage, a lot of moving about. He bumps into someone on stage who clearly doesn't like Jammer. He's pushed Jammer away. Now, on stage, that just you don't get away with that. You can't be pushing Jammer. He's the head honcho.
What's going through his head there?
Well, he's just I don't know. He's just been caught in his feelings. He was pretty much standing here like this. Jammer comes and bumps into him, and he pushes him out the way. He looked like Ian Wright, so a lot of people at the time, this went viral. A lot of people were saying, "What was Ian Wright doing at Lord of the Mics 8? Hasn't he got anything better to do?" And everyone basically thought it was Ian Wright. In the song, Jammer alludes to the fact that he can't have been Ian Wright. He thought it was Ian Wright. Very funny song. The video's out now. Definitely check that one out. This one's more of a novelty inclusion, to be honest, because you don't get a song every week that's named after a Premier League legend.
Yeah.
It's very reactive. He's capitalised on the virality of the video. And it's a funny one. Jammer always makes me laugh. That's why he's in the oven at number 2.
I feel like they should be coming out of the oven.
No, they've got to go in, mate.
Why?
Why would they come out the oven?
Because they're fresh out the oven. They're a finished
good
product.
All right. Well,
Carry on.
Okay.
I'd even include
Well,
that.
the oven itself is the hot thing, right?
Yeah.
So
you're
if you're
keeping them
taking
hot.
something out the oven,
It's hot.
I know, but if you're putting it in, I think it's putting in.
Okay.
Anyway, let us know what you think. Should we be putting these songs in the oven, or should we be taking them out the
let
oven?
us know.
Comment below and let us know.
Agree with me if you're correct, and agree with AGT if you're wrong.
Yeah. It's the AGT podcast at the end of the day, so whatever I say sticks. The third song in AGT's oven this week is the Vamps, a surprise inclusion, some might say.
I would say.
The song's called Right Now.
Right now, right now, right now, right now, right now.
Again, it's quite a sentimental one. I must have been in my feelings a bit this week when I was
sounds
picking
like
these
it,
few
yeah.
tunes. Funnily enough, the Vamps, of course, made famous on the X Factor. They've actually teamed up with Creps and Conan on this song. It's called Right Now. You can hear it in the description below or in the video. Right Now is the third song that we're either putting in or out.
Out, because it's
Of-
hot
of
and
the oven.
fresh out the oven.
So yeah, great 3 tunes. Listen to them and let us know what you think. Let us know as well if you've listened to some amazing songs this week that you think should go
Exactly.
in/out of the oven. Anything else that you've been listening to, Zach?
Yeah, so I'm only going to mention one this week, but again, unless you've been living under a rock, you will know that Vampire Weekend are back on the scene after a hiatus of about 4 years. They're quite slow with their music making. They've released the 5th and 6th singles from their upcoming album Father of the Bride, which is out this May, and I just can't really speak highly enough. You know when you start to obsess and it's all you listen to, and literally every time I'm walking somewhere, every time I get in, if I've got my speaker on in the shower, I'm just listening to these tracks. They've got massive varying influences that you can hear in these, like there's sort of a George Harrison Beatles vibe. You got Van Morrison in one of their tracks. I'm blown away by it. I'm pretty much speechless. All I can say is check it out. They've got 6 new singles. My favourite at the moment is Unbearably White, but the music is unbearably good. So check it out.
Probably what people describe you as, mate. Unbearably white. So yeah, that's come out as well. One other thing that we should definitely touch on in this podcast is the Lil Nas and Billy Ray Cyrus song.
Fuck yeah,
that
has
is
got me
completely
hooked.
taken over the internet.
Has it got you yet?
It's slowly getting hold of me. The funny thing is though, right, is that Lil Nas
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas
actually.
X, right?
Yeah.
I mean, first and foremost, it's a disgrace that he's using Nas's name in his name. Obviously, one of the greatest rappers of all time. But what's funny is he calls it a country song. It's not a country song.
Well, this is the contentious issue was that
not
it
a
was
country
actually
song.
yeah, but hang on, the country Billboard, whatever you want to call it, US equivalents for that genre allowed it to feature until it got to 19th and then pulled it, which is what they're essentially saying is, oh, it's country, but then actually it's not country enough.
Though.
And now he's remixed it with Billy Ray Cyrus, and it's re-entered the country Billboard.
Billy Ray Cyrus, definitely a country artist, that's for sure. But the funniest thing about this for me is that Lil Nas X has called it a country song. It's not a country song. It's a drill song / trap song about a horse.
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
it not?
kind of. Well, actually, do you know the story about why he made it?
I don't.
It was part of
Enlighten
the
me.
TikTok Yeehaw challenge. So it started as a little TikTok rap video that he did or something. And I to be honest, I'm not really TikTok, not for me.
Yeah.
But apparently there's this thing called the Yeehaw challenge, and people were doing sort of country-based raps. But I mean, it's catchy, man. It is undeniable.
catchy.
It is a bit of a tune.
Definitely is.
I've actually added it to
I
my
hate
summer
myself for
playlist.
saying that, to be quite frank, because
Mate,
I'm a
have you seen the
purist. I love
stats on
real
it though?
music.
Like it's been out a week and it's got like 80 million
I know, it's
streams.
crazy.
It's number one on the Spotify global viral chart. Some bullshit.
Who
It's
knows
ridiculous.
where Lil Nas X will go after this one? Will he be a one-hit wonder?
Oh, definitely.
Or will
definitely.
he carry on producing country music? We'll
Yeah,
see.
without the tree.
Would you like to learn Spanish? We can offer you an intensive 5-week course where you can go from Del Boy to Costa del Sol. At only $9.99, you can learn phrases like Liverpool es el mejor equipo del mundo and nunca caminarás solo. For 10% off, quote Despacito in checkout this week only. Hasta luego.
The sneaker section, one of my favourite sections
Your
of the
favourite.
AGT podcast. We're going to kick off with some news in the sneaker world. So Stella McCartney has recently announced that she's making a vegan 3D printed Adidas trainer. Thoughts?
I just think she's being pretty shameless in her efforts to capitalise on. I've just realised after Googling her, I don't think she's who I think she is. Maybe did she marry the Beatle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right, yeah, cool. All right, back to my original point there. I think she's just cashing in on the vegan, trending, never-ending tidal wave of, you know, we had Veganuary in January and then bloody more stuff in February and now this.
It's just,
you know,
big up all the vegans out there, all the
yeah,
vegetarians as
that's
well.
not the issue here at all.
Well, I think that's what you're...
No,
you're aiming at, mate.
yeah, might have sounded like an anti-vegan rant. It's the capitalising and cashing in.
So we're going to get a picture of the trainers up on the screen now. It's probably going to be around here, actually.
Don't know where we're going to fit.
So yeah, so the trainers themselves, they don't look too bad, but I'd like to get a bit more explanation about what's vegan about them.
Well, the fact that I mean, come on, mate. Let's use your noggin here.
Right. Well, of course, but you know, it's
they're £235.
Yeah.
That is outrageous.
£235 for some vegan trainers.
You would have thought taking away the animal element of the product would surely decrease the price.
Well, no, mate, because you'd say that about, you know, meat and vegan meals, vegetarian meals, but the price just goes up.
That's true, actually.
So,
and when you look at things like, you know, how cheaply you can get things like the Saver menu at McDonald's.
True.
How do they do that?
Mental.
But yeah.
Anyway, I'm looking for. I'd actually like to try on a pair. I probably wouldn't spend a £235
I wonder if you could
on a
tell
sneaker.
if someone put it on, if someone was like one shoe was vegan and the other wasn't. I wonder if you could tell.
We might have to test that. We might have to get a pair and go out and ask people, vegans, which is the
just
vegan
call them
shoe.
people.
yeah, people on the street.
Pegans.
There you go, pegans. So that's some news as well. Beyonce has also signed a deal with Adidas. We don't know if we're going to get clothing,
lucrative,
or if it's just sneakers and clothing. We're not sure.
Yep.
Also, the Air Jordan 1 UNC leather is dropping, mate. I cannot fucking wait for
know you
this trainer
can't,
to
yeah.
drop. The Jordan 1 is without doubt one of the best trainers of all time. I've got a few pairs myself.
A few.
And it's dropping on August the 17th. It's going to be around, I'm guessing, the £175 mark. The originals were 135, as all Jordans are
Inflation.
when they come out. But when the stocks come back, or the remakes come back, the price goes up, much like Liverpool in the table. They're actually, for the colourway, they're taking inspiration, just like the originals, of the Michael Jordan's national championship winning days at the University of North Carolina. If you're a sneakerhead, these are a must cop, in my opinion. Sned, these are definitely going to be fire, and I can't wait for them to come out on August the 17th to add to my collection, an ever-growing collection that currently stands at around the 90 pair mark.
Which spelled backwards is I have a problem.
No, I don't have a problem. I love buying trainers.
Let us know what you think of them as well in the comments, please. We'd love a bit of engagement and
absolutely
to get your thoughts.
So now it's one of my favourite parts of the podcast. It's what would they wear? It's when Zach gives me a couple names of famous people in the news, and based on their personality, I have to explain to him what type or what brand of trainers they would wear. So hit me, Zach.
Well, we spoke about this person earlier, and I like to kind of keep that reoccurring theme. If they've been mentioned in the podcast, I'd like to you to profile them for me. And you'll remember we mentioned him earlier. I'd like to know what you think Ian Wright would wear.
Ian Wright. Do you know what? Ian Wright's one of my favourite people in life.
I actually really like Ian Wright.
I love Ian Wright. There's nothing bad I can say about Ian Wright. He's definitely he's a trendy dude. I reckon he's got a pair of Off-Whites on. Okay. Off-White, straight from Virgil. I reckon there was no messing about of going to the shop. He's got them bad boys sent straight to him. I reckon he'd go for the black, as I don't think he'd be able to maintain the cleanliness of the white, because he's out and about on the job all the time.
Yep.
I think a black pair of Off-Whites.
For the Metropolitan man.
Maybe even an Air Force One Off-White, actually. I'm going to go quite specific with this one.
Okay.
Or an Air Max 90.
I'd like one decision from you here, Alex.
I'm going to go with the Air Max 90 Virgil Abloh Series 10 Off-White sneakers.
Nice. And going in a completely different direction here, what would the achy, breaky, hearty, wakey Billy Ray Cyrus wear?
What would Billy Ray Cyrus wear? Well, apart from the snakeskin boots up to his knees,
they don't usually go up to the
with a little metal star that you flip like Woody in Toy Story. There's a snake in my boots, with a bit of hay in his mouth. So apart from the snakeskin boots, I reckon Billy Ray would wear a pair of basic bitch navy low top Chuck Taylor Converses.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I can see that.
He'd probably wear them for a good 9 years until they just completely wore out.
When they start to blow out at the sides and kind of look like...
And the laces go all grotty and brown. Yeah, that's what he'd wear.
Bit run down.
Yeah, massively run down.
Yeah, as he probably is after farming Miley. Ooh, bit harsh. I was going down the
His
Miley.
career's actually probably going back up now.
Well, after this little Lil Nas X kind of, that was genius on his behalf. Anyway, we're getting back into music,
but Chuck Taylor's Converses, that's what Billy Ray. In fact, I could probably find a picture of him wearing. Just to prove my point even more.
I'm going to throw a curveball in, if that's all right, Al. We spoke about him earlier in the episode. What would Sarri wear?
Sarri? Jesus.
That is a
the man who smokes 65 fags a day.
Or chews 65 fag butts a day. Doesn't actually.
Well that's on the pitch. Yeah. Wait till he gets off. He's puffing like a chimney. Yeah. What trainers would Sarri wear? That is a curveball, mate. I'm going to go with... He's quite like, he's very old school, isn't he? So based on his personality of being a traditionalist, I'm going to go with a pair of Air Force Ones.
Okay.
A staple, much like himself, a staple manager in Europe over the last 4 or 5 years. Yep. He's got a pair of beat up, dusty,
leathery.
They are leather. Beat up, dusty, shitty old pair of Air Force Ones that he just won't replace. It's a bit like, here's to just really hammer this home. He's got this really old pair of dusty Air Force Ones. Everyone keeps saying to him,
have a glass of water.
Yeah, you got one as well there, mate.
I will.
I'll start again. Put it on your side.
Your
What am I,
throat sounds a bit
fucking
dusty. Well, you did just hand me the drink, so actually.
So he's the type of guy that would wear his happily wear his old dusty Air Force Ones, and everyone's saying, "Get a new pair. Put this new pair in."
Sorry, is the overblown point you're trying to make here is that he's stubborn?
He's stubborn. Everyone's saying, put the Loftus Cheek Creps on, put the Callum Hudson-Odoi Creps on. And he's like, no, I've got these rusty old dusty pair of Air Force Ones. I'm going to stick with them. And that's what he would wear.
I can't even disagree with you.
A dusty, beat up pair of Air Force Ones. Nothing worse than a dusty pair of.
Yeah, leave it there.
Yeah.
The AGT Podcast, where the listener comes first.
So we're going to end the podcast this week with a bit of a chuckle. This is what we like to call Don't Laugh at Dad, where Zach and I read out to each other alternatively 3 dad jokes.
They are dad jokes.
Yeah, they are dad jokes. So again, I've used it wrongly. So we're going to read out 3 dad jokes to each other in different accents.
We've picked each other's.
So I haven't seen his jokes. He hasn't seen these.
Might be funny, might not.
And the aim of the game is to not laugh.
Won't be hard.
So let's swap laptops.
Ooh.
Who wants to go first?
You go first.
I'll go first, shall I? In a Brummy accent. Oh, bloody hell, by order of the Peaky fucking Blinders. That'll do, I think. Right. Regardless of price, Velcro is always a rip-off. Much like a cheap circumcision. Always a rip-off.
Oh,
didn't make me laugh though.
Not a dad joke.
Yeah. Anyway,
the old
after you.
Scottish. Hi there, new haggis, bagpipes. The first time I met my wife, I knew she was a keeper. She was wearing massive gloves. That's pretty good, actually. It's probably the funniest you've ever.
That was funny. That tickled me, mate. For me now, South African. Do you like your coffee black or what?
White, actually.
I don't drink coffee.
Okay. Well, you said I don't care.
South African then. My wife had just given birth and I turned to the doctor and asked, how long till we can have sex again? He winked at me and said, I'm off duty in 10 minutes. Meet me in the car park.
That's a good one.
That is very good, to be fair.
Okay, my accent for this one is Welsh, which I should be able to do because I lived there for 5 years.
You did?
I actually can't do it in my head. I'm trying to think. Welsh. I'm going to say African. Have a run, Gaza. Yeah, there it is. But I have a packet of fags and a kind of fucking. My mate is called. No, that's not Welsh. My mate's called Liam, but we call him Two Legs Liam. The reason for that is because he only has one arm.
You weren't expecting that one, mate. Put it there, mate.
No, that was good. I actually don't think people heard. So the joke was, my mate is called Liam, but we call him Two Legs Liam. The reason for that is because he only has one arm.
Brilliant.
That's good, man. Well done.
For me, Bristolian.
Bloody
so Southwest Tractor.
What did you do, mate? Oh, I've had a sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was funny.
Scientists got bored watching the Earth turn after 24 hours. Oh, bollocks! I'll read that one again.
Yeah, give it another go.
Scientists got bored watching the Earth turn, so after 24 hours, they called it a day.
I mean, fucking up was funny.
The funny bit was me fucking up. So
a bit like your life, really, isn't it?
Well,
okay.
So
my accent for the last one is Northern Irish. I'm gonna kill you now because I got a fucking. Well, I was gonna say something offensive. I heard a rumor that Cadbury is bringing out an Oriental chocolate bar. Could be a Chinese whisper.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah. That is quite good.
Yeah, it's funny.
They were quite funny this week.
Yeah.
I don't want to say this week. We didn't do them last week.
Brilliant.
See us up, please, AGT.
I would if there was another joke. You've only done 2.
No, you've done 3. You
have I?
Thick.
I have. That is embarrassing. I will close the lid. We'll put the laptop on the floor. That was Don't Laugh at Dad. So then, another edition of the AGT podcast. Put it there, mate. Good work. Next week or next time, I guess, because it's a bi-weekly podcast, if you haven't guessed that already. In the next podcast, there's a lot of football news to be talking about, a lot of music that's coming out, and I'm guaranteeing there'll be a shit ton of sneaker news as well. And of course, we're going to have 3 amazing dad jokes for you as well in Don't Laugh at Dad. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about the podcast in the comments below. If you like it, great. If you don't, fuck off.
Don't comment.
Because, you know, there's loads of other YouTube videos you can watch. Don't spread the hate, spread love. It's all about the love. Yeah, until next time, put it there, mate.